Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It has been a long time. We have not been connecting live in our The New Now Partner series. This is the episode 10. This is Elena, the co-founder and the CEO of Leah Growing People. And I'm so excited today to have together with me one of the most amazing women and mother I've met through my personal and professional development journey, I would say. Today with us is Lara El Saad. She's a female leaders empowerment coach. She speaks English and Arabic, and she's specialized in transitional coaching, but most of all in empowered female leaders coaching. I've been loving her for her strength, her intuition. It's so predominant. Her way of of thinking creatively and her capacity of deep listening really made one of the most amazing team member and team player for the Leah Growing People coaching community. So now I think it's time to welcome her in the room. Hi, Lara. Welcome. Good
Hello.
morning. Yay.
Good
It's so
afternoon
nice
from
to
my
have you
end.
here. Yeah, you're
Thank you.
right. We are crossing over the morning and afternoon. I'm so happy to have you here. So I think it would be amazing to just share what brought me and Lara together. We know each other, I think, from a bunch of 3 or 4 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hmm.
Around,
Yeah, so
almost 4 years.
I think so. 'Cause when your little one was so cutie and little, and now I'm the honor of I've been witnessing your second little one.
Yes.
So Lara, she was one of my Music Together parents. Music Together is one of the music and movement program I've been teaching for the past 17 years. There's methodologies that from US I wrote initially in Italy and then in Dubai to use music and movement as a way to interact and connect with our little one, with our children from 0 to 5 years old. So it was a love for a very first time, through music. I guess we got connected. We got to understand deep. What were our value, what were our beliefs, and after a while we realized that we are pretty much things in common, right?
Yes, definitely.
So
Yeah, it's been a really nice journey growing together when you meet people, through an activity, and then over time, over the years, you start speaking a little bit more and more, and you realize that there's a lot more synergy than you would have expected.
yeah, it's totally true. And then again, the coaching, which is really the coaching practice, which is really bringing us together. Despite we come from different background, there's still this common belief of supporting others, of unleashing their power. Most of all, in your case, when it comes to women, I would say, and
Yeah, I
it's so
mean,
cool. It's so
women's
cool.
empowerment is it's such an important topic, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. I've been involved with, the women's network at my company where I work for probably from the start of my career. So women's engagement, supporting women's growth, it's always been part of my my path organically. And then now through coaching, I have, I found my niche where I can play out my passion and also see, not just see the benefits of it in the people that I work with, but there's also so much learning for myself in that as well, And you as a coach would know, when you coach someone, the learning is not just for the person that you're coaching. You learn so much more.
Absolutely,
There's
and
so
it's
many aha
yeah, it's a
moments.
absolutely, and it's so astonishing how many time the client is coming in with exactly your topic, or with something that it's so important for you as well, and Yeah, we keep growing with our client constantly. Yeah, and that is amazing. So one of the reasons why I wanted you here, we are kind of wrapping up with this year that has been challenging. Yeah, and we're now entering in the summer season where again the kids are home from school, and as mother and women in career or at work, we start again juggling, between the need of having some break, the willingness of spending time with our kids who are home from school, and at the same time is also the responsibility and the duties of working and being present for all the other tasks and things we need to juggle within life. According to you, and I put these questions in the banner, what would bring a woman to an empowerment coach today as opposed to the pre-COVID period, for example?
Yeah, that's a great question, Elena. I mean, if we look at the role, before let's say pre-COVID, life was, quote unquote, it was normal. You had your house help, you would drop the kids off at school. I'm sorry, I'm saying house help because I live in Dubai, where that's very abundant. In some cases, you have your family around that can support you. You go to work, you do your work, you finish, you come home. Your roles and responsibilities were very different. So maybe then your life was a little bit more organized. Definitely, a lot of people still were seeking coaching. But in terms of an empowerment coach, after COVID hit, all of our lives just flipped upside down. The help that you had around you wasn't around anymore. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of husbands lost their jobs. A lot of wives lost their jobs. Where maybe the husband was the breadwinner, now the wife is the breadwinner. Maybe both of them took a step back. Kids were being homeschooled, and a lot of this responsibility tends to fall on the woman. So there have actually been a lot of women that have had to leave the workforce because they just couldn't manage to juggle all of the work expectations, the home expectations, just the overall stress situation. So, a woman today reaching out to an empowerment coach is to really, I would say, to kind of get in touch with herself again. Because all of this time we forget we were just running an autopilot, multitasking left, right, and center. I need to do this. I need to get that. I need to organize this. I need to make sure the kids are doing their homework. I need to do this for my job. There's just so much happening at the same time that you actually lose yourself. What did I enjoy doing before? How am I feeling? How is my health? There are so many factors. So going to an empowerment coach, I find is important because it just helps you remember your power, who you are, what is it that you value, what is it that you want out of your life, what is it that you want to fulfill over and above the responsibilities that you have, and how can you look at these responsibilities in a different way so that things are also working for you, not you just working for the responsibilities. And that's
Yeah,
really important.
such a deep perspective, I would say. You will always come back home, where home is your true nature, the things that are important for you, and that's so necessary right now. So what yeah, I really like this perspective, and I think it's very cool. What are some, according to you, some particular challenges that women face in the workforce today?
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
I think today, oh, there's a little bit of echo back. Can you hear me?
I'm trying to understand because I can you hear?
I'm
I don't know if it's
I think it should be okay now. No.
Now, yes.
Yes, now I can hear you.
Good. Yay. So
Okay.
this is
Talking
this is
about challenges, right?
this is pretty much connected side. What are some particular challenges that women face into the workforce today? Zoom, Microsoft Teams, headphones, kids
Yes.
are running behind you, husband juggling with their meeting together with your the connection. Okay, so in addition to those, what according to you are other particular challenges that the women are facing in the workforce today?
Yeah, so, other than what I mentioned earlier, we still need to juggle. A lot of us are still working from home. A lot of us still have our kids being homeschooled. A lot of us might have young kids that aren't even at school. So there's the child factor, or taking care of the children factor. Um, which actually plays a big part, because when you're working from home, it's just might be a little bit more challenging to be focused. Um, the other part is, uh, you know, previously when you were able to engage with people, women were great at networking and meeting up with people. And that's how we find our opportunities. You go to events. Now everything is online. Now you reconsider your time a little bit more. Before we would pick up, leave the house, you're focused 100% on this event that you're attending. It's all shifted a little bit more. So we really have to put in a lot more effort into um, doing the things that we want to do, whether it's work related, whether it's, looking for your next opportunity, or seeing how can you meet those people that will take you to your next opportunity. I'm not sure if this is just a woman's issue. I think there are a lot of, it's whether it's men or women might also be facing the same challenges, because we all don't have that same flexibility anymore. I would say it's really just maintaining this balance of being able to do your work, to be able to manage your time. Whereas before, you would go to the office, you're there from this time to this time. Whereas now you're just online all the time and trying to manage your home and everything else that's happening in the background. Um, what supports this is working for an organization that recognizes recognizes the difficulties, managers that recognize the difficulties because they might be facing that themselves, and making life a little bit easier for everyone in the process.
I'm sensing for what you're saying that two very important topics that they came out here are definitely, the being result oriented, having very clear, what will make me feel fulfilled. And even if I'm losing the track in between all the things I'm dealing with, have always in your mind what will make me feel better. If I step, even if it's just a small little baby step, but if I can every day step a little closer to achieving that result, I will somehow at the end of the day feel that I've already done something, that the day hasn't been lost completely. Yeah, on one side. And on the other side, I was also hearing from you that there's the importance of this connection and communication. Try really to get that time to communicate what your needs are. And maybe, if you're able to empathize even with your manager, it won't be so far from where you are, because in times of challenges, I've seen many people feeling, I am here, they are there, I'm facing this problem, they are not. While sometimes it's enough to just, take this wall down and maybe being open to consider that even the other person in front of you is facing the same challenges, or,
Yeah, and another factor that we kind of need to consider, and you know women do multitask a lot more. They, when you look at, and this is not to generalize on, not all men, but most men, they wake up in the morning, they do their work, they lock themselves in the room, they come out of the room when they're done, and that might be later on in the evening, right? So for the man, the expectation is, I need to do my job, wake up, do my work, and that's it. Whereas for the woman, it's not that straightforward. It's not I'm waking up and locking myself in the room and that's it. It's I'm waking up, I'm doing so many different things over and above my job. So it's challenging, like you said, in terms of feeling fulfilled, in terms of feeling that you're getting what you want done. You know, a task that might take you, I don't know, maybe a day and a half to do is now taking you 3 to 4 days to do, just because you're having to split your time on different things. And that makes it really difficult, as well, like looking for your next job opportunity. You know, previously, when you're face to face, you're at the office, you're able to speak to people and engage with people. You're able to have those discussions about your next steps, what it is that you want to do. Now it's not that you can't, but now you have to factor in the time to do that, because it's another task over and above everything else. So it's just the challenges. You know, before maybe you were holding 3 watermelons, now you're holding 10.
It's definitely a challenge. Definitely. I also have to acknowledge, by the way, all the men that has been improving in their multitasking, because I'm
Yes.
also seeing many of them being not in the possibility of locking themselves in the room, because potentially there's not even a room where to lock to. But it's we are definitely all changing in this together. But it's important to really reflect what is important for you, for the specific needs you have, and specific value and strength you have, and weaknesses you have, and dream you have, also in terms of what is my next step in my career. So how do you think that these challenges are keeping us from achieving our goals?
Yeah, so when you get caught up in what you're doing in the day-to-day things, you don't have time to think about how am I going to get from A to B? What are the steps that I need to take? You don't have time to think. So I would say that's the main thing, that it's really important to be able to find the time for yourself, uh, to just be able to sit down and plan. Think about, like, first of all, recognize that you might be functioning in autopilot. Remember that you are someone, if you are that person, someone that is ambitious and that you do want to take your life in a certain direction. Or you might want to, you're deciding you want to change directions, which is also perfectly fine. But being able to take that time to think about these things. When you don't have that time to think, you're not going to have the opportunity to achieve what you want. It's also important to engage the people around you that can support you in taking that time out. Number one, your partner. If you're able to afford house help, and they can help you for an hour to just mind the kids, or your parents, if your parents live in the same country, to do that. It's important to recognize the resources you have around you. So I think the bottom line is, make sure that we find the time to think, so that we can see, we discussed a lot of the challenges. That's why I'm not, focusing so much on them anymore, because, we've kind of raised them between the two previous questions. But just find the time to think about how you want to do things and who can support you in doing those things. And the timeline, do I want to do these now, or can I wait for a few months to do them? What's the opportunity cost of it for me?
That's important. Also, the time bound. It's because sometimes when we feel we're not achieving much, we get overwhelmed by this sense of urgency. Now I need to do it all. I'm late. But it's also good to find a good balance between setting a plan which is timely bounded, where you are still respecting your need and you as a person, without over judging yourself for the things you haven't done so far. There's still a lot of unconditional love towards yourself, and maybe also forgiveness, and being open to say, which I think everybody have to remind ourselves every day, we did a great job. We did a great job. Despite whatever happened, we are still talking about it, willing to keep growing, still seeing that there is a margin we can improve on, and this is already, a very, very important good thing, I would say.
Yes.
Let me go to the next. What is the best way to keep the balance and feel fulfilled personally and professionally?
So you made a good point in saying that we need to start by congratulating ourselves for what we're already doing, because we're not coming from a place of lack. We haven't lost. We might just be on pause for the things that we want to do, but we are taking on a lot more things, new things, different stresses. So definitely we need to be congratulating ourselves for what we're doing. And then when we recognize that we need more balance, we want to be, the world is kind of starting to open up a little bit more. We can start placing a little bit more attention to the things that we want again. Um, take a minute, see where it is that where you are today, what it is that you want to do, where it is that you want to go, and plan it out. How, what do I need to do? Is it, do I want to take a course? Can I do that course now? Let me find that, take action, so that at least from a personal perspective, take action on the things that you want to do. If you've been wanting to exercise, start exercising. If you want to be learning something, go learn something. Just do the baby steps. If it's just sending that one email or just doing the research, just do that one thing so that you feel that, yes, I've done something for myself. Professionally as well, the biggest fear during COVID, and even, the biggest fear is losing your job, because companies still haven't recovered, the economy still hasn't recovered, and there's still a lot of cost cutting happening. So people that are still in the workforce still have that stress. So how can you also, feel like you're doing the best that you can do at your job and that you're fulfilling to the best that you can? I would say the balance there would have to come from working with the help that's around you, that we spoke about earlier, whether it's your spouse, respecting that I also have a job. My job is also really important. And when I have meetings, I need you to give me this room or give me this space or sit with the kids for an hour until I'm done with my meeting. Because what ends up happening, just our nature is more of being givers in general. Okay, I can work around it. It's okay if everyone's screaming in the background. People will understand. I have kids. But it's actually not the case the other way around. When it's the other way around, it's like, okay, guys, we all need to leave because dad has a call or my husband has a call now. I'm just going to step out. So it's just making your voice heard, speaking up about what it is that you want and what you need, and have that fulfilled for you, because it's also your right to be achieving and feeling comfortable with the work that you're doing and whatever it is that you want to be putting out there.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, in this capacity of make your voice heard and and claim for your needs, that there's this this sense of empowerment. I really see empowerment there, because as women, when we naturally get this urge of expressing ourselves in the right way, of course, without hurting others, because as you said, we are givers, so we still want to respect and love others, but at the same times, being heard. So I see a lot of power in that action, and maybe the first action we can take is really look at how powerful do we feel when we need to express our needs. How powerful do we feel when we have to communicate to the people that we love, that we need for help, that we are looking for something specifically. And this interlace with connection, with relationship, with communication abilities. It connects with many skills that we can empower as women.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been knowing lately one wonderful thing, which is that you have been crafting a wonderful workshop which is called Building Your Me Power, Feeling Comfortable in Your Own Skin. And I'm so actually, thrilled, because I'm really longing to know more about it. Can you tell us more about this?
Yes, I'd love to. So I put this together. It's based on my own journey. I always considered myself kind of a, an outspoken, empowered, strong woman. But then once I started working and coaching women more and more, I started realizing that I actually wasn't entirely comfortable with so many aspects of myself, whether it was with my character, whether it was with my knowledge, sometimes in just feeling feminine altogether, you know. So I started thinking about, what it means to be empowered. And the word empowered is just thrown out left, right, and center today. There's a lot of support for women's empowerment, which is great. But and we have a lot of tools today. There are a lot of books being written. Organizations are really stepping up to, to get women into more senior roles, or to support the right women getting into senior roles and whatnot. So there are a lot of tools out there. There's a lot of support out there. But what I realized is that actually within ourselves internally, have we built our power up to be able to stand up and say, yes, I'm ready to take this. I want to take this. I'm confident enough. And that's what this workshop is about, is looking internally at ourselves, at our strengths, at our areas of development, and seeing where we want to take ourselves, rather than waiting for people to tell us where they want us to go. So basically, becoming the driver of your life, sitting in the driver's seat, basically, pretty much.
No, that's
So
amazing. I'm so excited
that's what the
to
workshop
stay
focuses
tuned with
on.
that. And I wanted to say to everybody, be ready, because we will definitely arrange some a space for us, for all of us to be, each and any of us, in our driver's seat with Lara, to really empower our female leadership. And again, you're a leader of all parts of yourself every day. I like to see leadership in a perspective where you're not only a leader of your children, you're not only a leader of your team member, but you are also a leader of all the many parts of you that you have within, your strength, your disempowering, saboteurs, if we want to call it. So we need to learn as human being and as women, having to juggle with so many tasks and so many dreams and desire, to lead all those parts of us. And I'm so thrilled to try to arrange with you that opportunity with many women out there. So please stay all tuned. And I also wanted to say that if you want to connect with Lara, even just to have a quick connection, a 30 minutes free chat, where you would just to explore where you are today in your journey, which seat are you taking, what is your goal, where you want to go, please feel free to reach out to her. And take this time for you. Start by taking one action. Take the time to, to discover where you want to go, what are the resources you have to reach there, what are the people that will support you to reach there, and find your inner power. Lara, is there something you want to add? What are you bringing home with you after that conversation we had today?
What am I bringing home? Yeah, I think just a reminder that I need to take a step back and and just reassess and really make sure that I'm on track with my plans. And am I doing my self check? Am I looking at where I am today and where I want to go tomorrow, and how can I facilitate that? So I just, reminded myself by speaking that I need to do that too.
Yeah, we need to do the same. And there's Rawan Al Khuli that she say, thank you, Lara, for a very useful information. Luke has been commenting, has been very interesting to hear how important is the relationship with your partner. And this is essential, it's key, girls, it's key if you have one. And Rowan will try her best to apply what you learned today. Yes, Rowan, please do so. And if you want to an extra booster, reach out to Lara. Miral, she say, thank you, Lara. This has been a great and very insightful. So feel free, girl. If me and Lara, we are here together talking, will inspire to women. It's just because we had somebody who inspired us initially, because we had the courage of asking for help. And we had the courage of having somebody holding our hands, was our partner or was our coach, to go in that corner of dark that we were scared of. So you're not alone. And Lara, I love you, Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena.
We will be soon meet again, hopefully in Dubai. And if you don't have anything else to add, we just say goodbye to everybody and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.